Hey, welcome back to another reaction video. Today, we are going to be reacting to season 2 of House of the Dragon.
Well,
I've been
the
waiting for this
teaser trailer, in
teaser.
fact.
Yes.
The first
I've been
look.
waiting for this for a while. We did a lot of content for the first season on this channel when it came
Because it
out,
was
when the
it
first one
was the
came out.
best thing coming out at the
It's
time.
yes, and it's the best thing HBO has made in a long time. And so I'm really looking forward to the second season. Let's get
Yes.
into it. I have a lot to say, but let's just get into it and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys'
Beautiful
death.
aesthetic.
The war be fought. Many will die.
So we're at war now, basically.
And the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
There is no war so hateful to the gods as a war between kin. And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
Mm.
Come on, where's Matt? Where's Matt Smith here?
There he was.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, there it is. Ooh, big girl.
Sick. They didn't show us a lot, but they
Not a
show us some
ton.
dragons, some
It's a
fighting.
teaser. Summer 2024. Obviously, we get some sound bites from Alicent. We get some sound bites from
Yeah, Rhaenyra.
No, not Rhaenyra. It was the queen, the wife to Corlys Velaryon. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
That's not Rhaenyra.
No, that's his daughter.
Yeah, that's Viserys' daughter.
Daughter. Yeah, the
No,
rightful heir to the throne.
Viserys' sister. Rhaenyra is the daughter, and then it's you gotta
Yes.
keep track of House Targaryen. Look. And we
Daughter.
were just saying before we started, I need to do another watch through of season 1 to brush up on how everyone is related. You kind of know, but then you'll start season 2 and then you'll be like, oh wait,
Oh yeah.
oh yes. So yeah, a brush up for season 1 would be very beneficial. Now,
Oh yeah.
obviously, this is getting into the weeds of the battle, the civil war in the Targaryen home. And we're not going to have the big time jumps like we did in season 1. So we don't have
I
to
don't
worry about
think
that.
so.
Everyone was,
I don't think
if
so.
you were going to have one critique, people didn't care for the big time jumps, but we're
Yeah.
doing a show that Martin wrote as a historical account, not a story
Yeah.
like he did with Game of Thrones. And so a lot of things does have
Silmarillion, as you like to say.
the Silmarillion. That's Tolkien's work.
Yeah. A Silmarillion for Game of Thrones.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. More of a historical account as opposed to,
Yes.
in-depth character development and storytelling.
Yeah.
And so this is going to
But
be pretty intense.
yeah, and I've not read the whole book of this book, but I'm predicting we are only going to be this is going to be a season of war, if that makes sense. We're only going to have war, no peace, and there's going to be a lot of aunt and nephews fighting, a
Right.
lot of Uncle Damon and
Yeah,
nephews fighting, and
right.
I am probably the thing that I'm looking forward to the most. I enjoyed young Rhaenyra from the first season, and they changed actresses or actors, however you want to say it,
Right.
to this character of Rhaenyra, the older version. But they kept Matt Smith throughout the show because he was the brother of the king.
Well,
And
for Rhaenyra, it was a coming of age period of
coming of age,
time,
yeah.
whereas Matt
And
was already an
Damon,
adult.
Damon was
Yeah.
also
Damon was
already
also
an
an
adult.
adult.
But Damon Matt Smith, I had to say that I put my foot in my mouth during season 1 because I was not looking forward to Matt Smith playing Daemon, and then I was surprised. I was fully surprised of the performance that he gave. I was blown away, and
I don't know why you were
fell in love with the
surprised.
character.
You should have
He
watched Matt Smith play in other roles before you judged him so hard.
No, I
because
have,
knew.
I have, and I just never thought that Matt Smith was as good as he was until he played this character, and I just fell in love with the way he played it. And so he is probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most.
Right. So I think the best quote from this trailer is definitely the Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, wife to Corlys Valerian, was how at the end where she said, "There's no war that's so insulting to the gods," essentially, except for a war between families or between blood, and then and no so brutal or whatever she says as or deadly as a war with dragons. So so that's a really cool way to tease up the story. I think it's definitely going to be a lot of not just politics like we saw from the first season, but we're going to get a lot more of this civil war. Time slows down. We get into these characters. We get into the motivations. Now, what you were saying with Daemon's character, and honestly, I'm spoiled a little bit because, and just as a warning for everyone who enjoys Game of Thrones lore, and if you haven't already, don't Google anything. And I don't mean don't Google, you don't have to Google spoilers. All you have to do, and this is how it ruined it for me, or a big spoiler ruined it for me, is watch Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just Google image House Targaryen lineage or family tree or whatever, and it spoils it for you. And so you want to be careful to not look up anything if you're trying to save yourself for this season. And I think it's going to be really cool because this isn't a spoiler, but they set up Aemon Targaryen, who's riding the giant dragon and with the eye patch, and he is kind of, as he's come of age, he's more of the natural antithesis or natural competitor with Daemon because they're similar characters. They both are very brutal. They both are foolish in a lot of ways. Daemon was seen as kind of foolish in the eyes of his older brother, and so when it comes to who's the biggest threat to the House Targaryen, if you're on the side of Rhaenyra being queen and Daemon, then you're looking at Aemon Targaryen being the biggest threat. And if you're vice versa, if you're on the side of Alicent and House, what is her house name? Do you remember? I have IMDb pulled up.
Targaryen and
it's not Hightower. Highgarden. Is it Hightower?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Alicent Hightower. If you're on Team Hightower, the Greens, then Daemon is your biggest threat when it comes to Civil War because you got these two wild cards on both sides, and that's just excellent storytelling that I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
And I think so. The first season was very much even though we got good story, it was very much setting everything into motion. That was felt like season 1. Who's the players? What are their roles? Why they motivated by things? Now we have everything set in motion, and it is the war now. And so I think we're also going to see a lot of that, mad Targaryen-ness come out
on both sides. On both sides, that bloodlust that the Targaryens have deep inside, it's either on the surface or it's suppressed down. But either way, you got that bloodlust if you're a Targaryen.
I mean, because ultimately that was why Ned overthrew the true king Targaryen in the first place, hundreds of years later after this. But is because he was the mad king, the mad Targaryen king, and so we're gonna see some mad Targaryen people because they're so intertwined with them marrying cousins and uncles, and so they became very mad.
They're also they're all from start to finish, they're all power hungry. even if
Yeah.
they don't particularly want the throne, they are hungry for power and respect over people. Like that's what's dangerous about Aemond. That's what's dangerous about Daemon, is because they weren't looking for the throne, they weren't looking for the crown, but they want to be the baddest on the block. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And they don't want anyone to be able to question that. And we saw that play out extensively with Daemon in season 1, especially towards the beginning. And then at the end, we got to see it from Aemon and his coming of age story. So they gave us so much from season 1. If you don't remember all the details, I encourage you to go watch it as stuff starts rolling out leading up to this summer. And I'm really looking forward to going on this journey for season 2 of House of the Dragon, 100%.
Oh yeah. How many seasons do you think we got after this? You think we got?
I think it ends here.
Oh, you think it ends?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think I don't know that I haven't looked up the news, so I don't know what's been confirmed. I don't know any of that, but I think it ends here because if we're talking about 10 episodes, right? They gave us 10
Yeah.
with season 1. So if we're talking about 10 episodes, then let me just do a quick check to see if IMDb tells us.
That would probably make sense.
Yeah, it says 20 episodes currently. Actually, IMDb has a set for 3 seasons, so actually I could be wrong.
Okay, so one more season after this probably, but it would make sense for them to not do like 8 like they did with Game of Thrones because they are doing Jon Snow is kind of in the works right now.
Well, I don't know. You know how IMDb always it updates when new information comes out? We're still pretty far ahead. Right now, IMDb is recording this, says we got 8 episodes of season 2 and 2 episodes of season 3. So I feel like that's a typo. I feel like it probably is 10 episodes in season 2 and maybe the jury's out on season 3. But either way,
they decide to do 8 episodes of season 2 and then they do like 2 episodes that are like 2 or 3 hours long. That would be fun.
That would be
That would be
wild if they did
sick.
that.
Almost like Sherlock Holmes where they just did like a
An
really
hour and a
long
half. You know what I mean?
and then just
Episode.
did like 3 episodes per season. That would be really fun.
Well, I don't know if it would be fun, but it definitely would be an interesting take to tell the end of the Targaryen house. But this is all speculation at this point. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed it, or if you're looking forward to House of the Dragon, so we know how many of you out there are really excited for this new season. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.